Now, let's just spend just a moment here on the word upbraideth. This is a word we don't very much use today in English. And let me just share a couple of verses from the New Testament that use the same underlying Greek word to kind of help us to see what is going on here. Let's turn to Matthew 5, verse 11. God says, or Jesus says, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake." So back there in the Sermon on the Mount, the word revile is the same Greek word that we find in James 1:5 for upbraideth. How about at the cross, Matthew 27:44? "The thieves also, which were crucified with him, cast the same in his teeth," right? So they're kind of making fun of him. Or in Mark 15:32, the people again are criticizing Jesus and trying to make fun of him as he's on the cross. They say, "Let Christ the King of Israel descend now from the cross, that we may see and believe." And they that were crucified with him reviled him. And there's many other passages in the scriptures of just this negative feeling around upbraideth. And the whole point here is that if you lack this, God is not going to throw it in your teeth. He is not going to be upset if you ask him. And how often are we afraid of how God might respond because of all our fallen natures, or because we have some ignorance about something? Or maybe we've tripped up a number of times and we have yet not fully repented of something, and we fear that God's going to be mad. James is trying to tell us you can have full faith that you can get what you seek, that you can fully trust God. And let me conclude talking about this just verse with one more verse from the New Testament, and it's Jesus in Luke chapter 2, verse 52. We hear very little about Jesus' young years, but we do have this very compelling verse that Luke records, and he says, "And Jesus increased in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man." Now, a few moments ago, Tyler talked about Joseph Smith's phrase, "in the process of time." We all can be patient with ourselves and with others, that we are all in process. And like Jesus, we can grow in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God.